coming out day is around again. Cool for me. It's actually my first coming out day of actually being out, to be honest. So that's pretty cool for me. So when I came out was, strangely enough, firstly to my girlfriend. We were already sort of going out before I came out as bi. It was sort of pretty obvious to start with because, I mean, she knew I like guys, she knew I like girls, so it was pretty obvious. I just couldn't admit it, really. I don't know why, I just couldn't do it. And video calling on Skype, and I just suddenly typed, "I'm bi," and she's like, "Kinda knew." I'm like, yeah, it was pretty obvious, wasn't it? We both sort of knew, but neither of us would admit it. So, and I kept saying for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes after that, how much I felt like I had to tell my mum, or I needed to tell her, she had to know, and a lot of this stuff she deserved to know, and all this rubbish, really. I mean, she didn't deserve to know, she didn't have to know, she didn't need to know, but I guess I wanted to tell her, because we're pretty close, you know, especially since she split with my dad, and my brother lives at uni, so we're on his own, basically, for most of the time, and we got pretty close, and I mean, that was cool. I went in the main room, and I said, she was watching TV with my brother, and my girlfriend had just said to me on Skype, "Hannah, do it now," because if I didn't do it now, then I wouldn't have done it, and she knew I'd have regretted it. So, in my call, I go in, "Mum, can I have a word in private in my room?" Like, "Yeah, sure." We come in. I stand the other side of the room, head down in my hands like that, crying so bad, just pouring down my face. Couldn't do anything about it. Straight down. And she then starts freaking out, wondering what the hell is going on, because I don't cry, to be honest, especially not in front of her. I mean, I hide my emotions quite a lot from most people. If I show my emotions to you, then that means I trust you a lot, and I don't do that to a lot of people. There's probably about 3 people right now who I do that with. That'd be my girlfriend, my mum, and my brother. But to be honest, that's about it, really. I don't really do it to anyone else. I don't feel comfortable enough with anyone else. I mean, I do a bit with my friends, but not that comfortable to, like, you know, unless it's really, really bad. I won't cry or anything like that. So anyway, I'm there crying my eyes out. She's panicking, and suddenly I say, "You know, I've never had any boyfriends." "Well, that's because I like girls too." And she's like, "Okay." And she comes down to me and she's like, "It's okay, Hannah. A lot of girls your age go through this phase too." I'm like, God. Totally expecting it to come like, "Mum, it's not a phase. It's been going on a few years," which it had been, that's no lie. I just hadn't admitted it to myself, really. She's like, "Okay." So we sit down, we have a hug, we sit down. She's all cool. I'm like, "Thanks for being understanding about it." She's like, "No worries, that's fine." And we have a talk, and she's like, "Why wouldn't I be understanding?" And I'm like, "Well, I know some parents aren't. They're really against it, like Dad, who is." And she's like, "Well, if you bring a child into this world, you've got to accept whatever that child comes out as. That child could come out as a boy or a girl. You accept it. Disabled, non-disabled, you accept it. Gay, straight, bi, trans, queer, whatever, anything, you still accept it because it's your child. You love it. You brought a child into the world. You love, you care for it." I'm like, "Great." And then she goes, "Do you want me to send Daniel in so you can tell him?" My 19-year-old brother, who I'm really close to. And I'm like, "I can't do it." And she's like, "Do you want me to?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I just couldn't do it. I was too scared of him not accepting it. So I don't know what she said to him, because I stayed in my room. A few minutes later he comes back in, sits down, we're watching the TV. A few minutes of awkward silence. He's like, "So, how long have you been feeling like this then?" And I'm like, "A few years." He's like, "Cool, cool." Another few minutes of an awkward silence, and then he leaves again. I mean, that's one of the weirdest but one of the best conversations I've ever had, because it meant that he understood what was going on and it didn't bother him, which was really good for me, because I was so worried that he'd be bothered by it. And then my mum texted her fiance and told him I wasn't very happy about it to start with because I didn't say she could. But whatever, I'm not going to get into that. And I got a text from him saying he was asking my opinion on various female celebrities and like how they looked and whether I found them attractive or not and stuff. I'm like, I don't really want to be discussing this with you right now, or ever, to be precise. You know, you're a 44-year-old guy, or more than that, you're my mum's boyfriend. Not the kind of conversation you have with a 16-year-old, is it really? Come on. So whatever. And recently at sixth form, I've told quite a few people there. I don't broadcast it, obviously. I wear my gay pride and my biphobia bands even. And people ask for what they are, I tell them what they are. I don't care. People do, you know. I told one of my friends because she told me quite a lot about like her and her boyfriend and stuff like that. So I thought, fine, she's been open with me, I'll be open with her. Absolutely fine about it. A few other people know, they're all fine. My group of friends is pretty big and most of them know. None of them mind, to be honest. It's not that they don't care, but it's not changed their opinion of me, which is really good. The only people I can't come out to are my dad, his fiancée, that side of the family, because they're really bad homophobes, and the people from table tennis because he takes me there sometimes. I don't want any of them to slip up and accidentally say something about it, because that would be so bad. Because if he did find out, he'd act like it was all okay, but I know it wouldn't be. They're always going on about how it's wrong and dirty and unnatural and all this stuff, which I've always said is complete crap, basically. But they still keep going on about it, and I just can't do it. I wish I could. I wish I was comfortable enough with him to do it, but we're not, unfortunately. We're better than we used to be, but we're not that close. Not close enough for me to do it yet. I mean, I don't know if we will actually do it or not. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, do I? I can't read the future. I mean, hopefully I'm going to end up with a girlfriend I've got now, and hopefully we're going to be able to get married one day. Don't get me started on all those debates. That's a completely different video, that is. And I mean, it's going to be a bit of a shock if he gets an invitation through. You're invited to Hannah and Morgan's wedding. Whoa, sort of thing, you know. There's a few things that could go on there, but whatever. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I can't tell him at the moment. That's what I'm going to do. So I know he's not going to accept it. I'm not going to tell him because I know it's going to make things uncomfortable for me, and I can't cope with it really. But coming out's a good thing. When you do it and they accept you, it's such a relief. It really is. I mean, you know, it was never that bad for me because I've always acted the same. I've always acted like quite a tomboy, you know, dressed like a girl, dressed like a guy, acts like both. More of a girl than a guy, to be honest, but never really 100% sort of thing, you know. So it's a lot more comfortable now. I don't have to hide it, you know. I can sort of really relax, especially at home, you know, because everyone who's here knows basically, so I can really relax about it. So it's really cool, and yeah, I mean, if you do it, if you're gonna come out, which if you feel comfortable enough to do it, go for it. If you're comfortable enough, if you think they're gonna accept you, if you're not being pressured. If you're being pressured, it's not worth it, because that means you're not ready. Only do it when you're ready, because if someone else wants you to do it, they want you to do it for them, probably, not for you. This is a big thing, you know. You gotta do it for you, not for them. Some people don't come out until 20s, 30s. Some people do it at 12 or younger. You do it when you feel comfortable. I mean, I started doing it because I felt like I had to, and I felt like my mum was going to be thinking, oh god, she's out having sex with guys, you know, instead of her thinking, oh god, she could be out having sex with either, which is not the case. I'm not like that, but I sort of felt pressure to do it. But don't do it unless you feel comfortable and you think they're gonna, you think they're gonna accept you. It's not worth it, guys. So if you do decide to come out this weekend, good luck. I'm sure it'll go great. Let me know however it turns out. Happy coming out day.